On July 8, 2014, at Varna Airport, Bulgaria. This grainy security footage is the last time anyone ever saw Lars Mittank alive. A 28-year-old German tourist sprinting wildly into a forest, vanishing without a trace. What really happened? Why was he running? Who or what was chasing him? Please like, subscribe, and find a comfortable sofa. This is the case of Lars Mittank. On June 30th, 2014, 28-year-old Lars Mittank traveled to the seaside resort of Golden Sands, Bulgaria, vacationing with 4 former schoolmates, all in their late 20s. Lars was described as a great guy. He had lots of friends and a girlfriend. He also got on really well with his parents. He had a good social life and had a decent job at the local power plant. On July 6, 2014, Lars got into an argument with football fans at the bar. Lars was a fan of the football club Werder Bremen and had the usual fan squabble with fans of Bayern Munich. But there wasn't a fight at the bar. Later that night at a McDonald's, Lars didn't want to go in, so his friends went and grabbed food and got back. But he wasn't there anymore. They went to their hotel room, and when he returned, he said he got into a fight with 4 other men, which he believed were from the fans at the bar. Lars was alone at the time and he got a serious beating. The fight resulted in Lars suffering from a ruptured eardrum. This was at the last night of their trip, but due to the ruptured eardrum, a doctor advised him not to fly, as a change in cabin air pressure could make it worse. He was prescribed an antibiotic named cefuroxime. His friends wanted to stay with him, but Lars insisted that he was fine and could fly home the next day. However, as this was at the end of their holiday, and they only booked the hotel for 1 week, Lars needed to find somewhere else to stay, as it was a peak period, and every room at their hotel was booked. Eventually, he found one hotel with a room, named Hotel Color. The rooms were cheap, and it was close to the airport. But it was around this time, when he was alone in his new hotel, that his behavior changed. He called his mom from his room and he was whispering. He told her to cancel his bank cards. He sounded really scared and said he was being followed and he was looking for a place to hide. After he hung up, later that night, he texted her about his antibiotics. He had his suspicions, but this was an antibiotic which doctors routinely prescribe for ear infections. Later that night, hotel security cameras shows him pacing up and down the corridors, looking at the windows, and hiding in the elevator. At 1 a.m., he left the hotel for an hour before returning to his room. No one knows where he went to. The next morning, he called his mom again. He said that the people who were chasing him were getting close. On July 8, 2014, just after sunrise, Lars arrived at the airport to catch his flight home to Germany. He stepped out of the taxi, picked up his bags, and walked into the departure terminal. He still needed permission from the airport doctor to be sure everything is good, so he walked into Dr. Kostov's office, dropped his bags on the floor, and sat on a chair. But he was still acting strange. Kostov examined his ear and gave him the go-ahead to board the plane. But while still at the office, a construction worker entered the room. This is because the D terminal was being refurbished. Lars started to tremble. He muttered something under his breath. Then he said, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out of here." Then, in a flash, he ran out of the terminal without his luggage, as if someone or something were chasing him. He stopped at the main entrance for a brief second before he ran across the parking lot, climbed over an 8-foot barbed wire fence, and disappeared into the woods. He was never seen again. Lars' wallet, cell phone, and passport were still in his backpack. All he had was the clothes on his body, which is a yellow t-shirt, jean shorts, and white sneakers. Then the search for Lars began. The police searched the area where he was last seen with drones and cadaver dogs, but they found nothing. His mother hired a private detective. He watched the airport video over and over. He contacted hospitals and homeless shelters. He traveled to Varna and handed out missing person flyers. There were sightings, but the police couldn't validate them. A year after he disappeared, a trucker said he saw Lars hiking on a road near Varna. So what could have happened? Could he have planned the disappearance? Maybe he wanted to start life afresh. It should be noted that Bulgaria has one of the highest rates of human trafficking in the European Union. So, did he fall into the wrong hands? Is it more likely that the drugs made him incredibly paranoid? Did he have an undisclosed medical condition? But his friends said he was fine up until their last night. Is it likely that the beating he took near the McDonald's that night, after the argument, gave him a concussion or brain damage? We may never know, but I hope one day his family gets the closure they need. What do you think happened? Drop them in the comments section below. And if you are traveling to a new place, it is always a good idea to be with your friends or family at all times. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see some more videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing week ahead and stay safe out there. And remember, the unseen witness is always watching.